Hey everyone, today we are driving into the wilderness of Maine and we're taking a look at some of the storm damage that happened last week. Last week, I know at my place, which is a couple hours south, so it must have been a lot colder here. I got down to negative 38 Fahrenheit. Up here must have been well below that. Must have been so cold up here. And there was also extreme winds. With that, there was extreme wind chills, extremely cold. They said that you could get frostbite in under 5 minutes. The coldest air I've experienced, I think. Now, what happened was, when it's that cold, trees freeze solid. The sap in them stops flowing. They're just frozen solid. And because they're frozen solid, they're extremely brittle. You can hear them moaning and creaking in the wind. It doesn't even have to be much wind. Just the slightest breeze makes them creak. But this wind was over 60 miles an hour. And out here, these roads must have been impassable for quite a while. I'm going to show you areas that have massive blowdowns. Because the trees were so brittle, the wind just pushed them over, and one tree hit another. They all went down like dominoes. Some areas it looks like there's at least dozens of acres, and I'm sure combined this northern forest probably has lost thousands of acres from that one storm. This time of year, the checkpoints are all closed, so it is free to enter the woods, but without the checkpoints, that means if something happens to you, nobody is going to know you're out there and nobody's going to come looking. You see, all the buildings are boarded up because of bears and stuff. Very deep snow here as we pass through one of the logging camps. This time of year, you don't see many people out here at all. You can go hours. If you're out here deep enough in the woods, like 100 miles deep, you can go an entire day without seeing a single person on the road. Scary snow-covered logging bridge. Check out this grader plowing the road. That's really cool. I'm the first one to go down this road since that big storm. Here's a steep hill. Two dead ends. I think they only plow down here for snowmobilers to park because they do it every year. A lot of times they will do things like this if they plan on logging down here in the wintertime, but this one I think they do just for the snowmobiler. I'm doing a gigantic 70-mile loop in these forests to see if there's any more damage before I go back and show you the blowdowns. It'll be better that I waited because now it's going to be sunny out. It was very cloudy earlier. Alright everyone, we just came across a spot with some of the most damage. I'm going to get out at one of the blowdowns and show you. Hey, you see this mockingbird right here? Look at this guy. See him right there? He's going over to get some food. I knew he wanted food, that bird right there. There he is, look, he took another piece. He's just going to keep going to get that on the edge of the road. So I just gave him a all I had that I thought he would like is, I gave him a handful of Chex Mix, and I even gave it a little bit of freeze-dried food. Because the bird was, I got out to use the bathroom, and the bird was watching me in the tree, and I was talking to it, and it kept coming closer and closer. Like, it was very friendly, and I just knew that it would wait if I kept talking to it. And I gave it some food, swooped right down in front of me and grabbed a piece and flew off into the trees. That was really cute. That bird was very friendly, so I gave him some food. Okay, see all these trees down right here? We're gonna come up across a major blowdown in just a minute or two. Look at that giant white pine came down in the road. It looks like they got it out of the road with heavy machinery, because most of these trees, there are no saw marks. It looks like something giant just smashed them off the road. Now, looking off to the sides, through the woods, there are so many trees laying down. Yeah, oh my gosh, on the left side right there's a major blowdown. I'm gonna stop right there on the way back. I'm gonna stop at the worst spot coming up. So I bet just about every single road out here was blocked when this happened a couple days ago. And basically every road off of this is still blocked, but they're not plowed, so we wouldn't be able to go down there anyways. You see right here, look at the amount of trees leaning over, pushed over towards the road. The ones on the left side are all pushed away from the road. That's the way the wind just sheared them all off. All right, I think I can see it. We're coming upon the part where it just blew down like crazy. Yes, right here. It almost looks like the loggers stacked wood next to the road, but they didn't. There's just that many trees that blew down. It's crazy. Look at this. Isn't this crazy how many trees blew down towards the road? I've never seen a blowdown involving this many trees. There's got to be hundreds of them right here. Hundreds of trees just blew down. I'm gonna stop right here. We're gonna get out and take a look at it. Well, it's not -40 today in northern Maine. It's about 26. Not bad at all. So take a look at this road. I actually went up here once to spend the night. Look at it now. There's no getting down there for a long time. It looks like the blowdown basically stopped after this road. But no matter where I drive on any of these logging roads, today I have probably driven maybe 110 miles since I woke up this morning. I spent the night out here last night. So, it is kind of slippery right here in the middle. And you see these lines? They plow these roads with the grader. And the grader is still going around today. They probably just plowed this today because during these heavy winds, the snow just blew across the road, covering it again. Lots of drifting. Yes, if you look over here, look at this gigantic blowdown. It's involving thousands and thousands of trees. And I think another factor that played in this gigantic blowdown is most of these trees were planted by the logging company, because the entire wilderness here, they're treating it as a gigantic, like 12 million acre tree farm. They're planted every 40 years and then logged again every 40 years. And they grow so close together that they grow very skinny and tall, so they don't have a lot of strength like an old growth forest. Just look at the trees on the other side of the road, all pushed down. Now, it may not appear so, but the woods here, there's over 2 feet of snow. Some areas there's over 3 feet of snow. You do need snowshoes to go walking out here. Yeah, look at this. Am I able to walk up at all without sinking? I can definitely walk on top of their pile. Yeah, I can't go any further. But just want to show you the extent of this blowdown. Do you see how far it goes? Goes down probably 300 yards or so. It looks like they just logged this whole area. but they did not log this whole area. The wind just pushed down the entire forest. Wow, look at that. There's a giant ball of roots there. That's probably a white pine to have a ball of roots that big. Let's get a close-up look at the other side where it came into the road. You see, they use some sort of machinery to just break it all. And I don't see where the ends of them are. Did they take them in trucks? Maybe? There's going to be logging roads out here. I just know it, that I'm going to venture down in the spring and not be able to go down them. Ones that I've been using for years, but they're currently not using, so they're definitely not going to clear the way. When I come out, sometimes I have a chainsaw on me, and if there's trees in the road, I cut them up. But if I come across something like this, there's just no way I'm going to be able to cut this up. Because if this wasn't a main artery, they would not have cleared this. Thousands of trees, just since I left the vehicle, were probably across it. All these tiny little trees. And it's not just this area. This is the biggest impact area I've seen all day, and I've been down over 100 miles worth of logging roads. You see this other side? It looks like it was just logged, but no, every single tree fell down. I'm very familiar with this road, and this was very dense forest the last time I was up here. The last time I was up here, I believe, was December, because snowfall and the bitter cold this year came very late. So I was still able to come up here and do stuff late into the season. That's when you saw me unclogging a culvert, and there was a ton of ice on top of it and a lot of violent cracking as it was draining down. This right here is another gigantic tree. Gigantic white pine. What kind of machine did they use to just snap that like that? And it just keeps going. It's getting a little bit better now, but you can still see it goes for probably 20 miles in that direction. It's like maybe a EF0 or EF1 tornado went through here, but I don't think so. I think it's because the trees were just so brittle since it was so cold. They just snapped, because when you freeze things, it makes them far more brittle. And Maine has not had negative 40-degree temperatures in a long time. You know, all of New England broke records a couple days ago for the coldest wind chill ever. Some of the wind chills around here were in the negative 60s and 70s. Unbelievable. Here's a whole bunch more, but not nearly as bad. What you're seeing right here, there's a whole bunch of smaller blowdowns like this.